Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen to some Hellcase Cup 8 action. My name is Dweg and joining me will be Hawker. Mate, Sprout vs Excellency. We've seen these two teams before.
Yeah, we have. It was Excellency's first official game on HLTV. They were able to get the win that time round, but I think it seems like the odds have shifted a bit this time. The odds are favouring Sprout pretty heavily coming into this one, and you can see why. Sprout have been together for longer. They're a more established team, and we'll see if they can come through, starting with their own map pick here on Mirage.
Oh, absolutely, and best way to start off a best of three, being able to be the team that starts off with map number 1 of their own map pick. Mirage coming out for Sprout, followed by a train of Excellency, and if we do go to a third map, it will be Nuke. But jumping into the pistol round, bit of utility coming up for HOLMES and Dav, but for Sprout, it seems to be a pretty passive B hold, actually. This is quite a heavy stack over at B.
Excellency not getting up to too much early either, so Sprout will just stick in place until they see something which is going to make them change their minds. faveN playing from short, looking for an angle. There is a gap in this smoke he might be able to play with, but he's not got the chance to do so. The push coming towards A, and snatchie fluffs his lines. That should have been at least one kill, but he whiffs it. And now the Glocks are getting all the kills onto this A-bomb site.
I tell you what, this has been a perfect read as well coming out from Excellency. And Sprout, they're forced into a retake scenario. They just can't force the fight. They're in a couple of man disadvantages. And for Team Excellency, this is just such a great pistol round for the moment. They've taken full control over around that jungle area, and they know it has to be the CT attack to come out for the CTs.
NK trying to line up the headshot with the P250. Unsuccessful as Sprout storm the bomb site, but they're not getting any of the kills they need. Look at how safe Excellency are playing this. No free fights for Sprout, no free frags, and no chance for Sprout in the pistol round. Excellency play that really well, just sitting back once they get the bomb plant. They know that Sprout have to push them. They know that Sprout are the ones that have to get aggressive, and Excellency get off to the good start they were looking for.
And it all comes down to that opening 5-on-3. I mean, it puts Sprout in such an awkward position to try and get that retake on. They play the time, they play really passive, and for Sprout, it looked a little bit hectic there in the end. They really needed to try and bring it back, and they needed to get those kills quickly. And so going into round number 2, we will see a force buy for pretty much everyone other than snatchie.
snatchie as the AWPer of the team will save a bit of extra cash for the future. But there is the potential to win this round on the Sprout side. Spiidi looking for some action at top mid, but he has to fall back behind the smoke. And Excellency are just going to play a slow and safe start to this round. They've got rifles on the majority of their players, so they don't want to die alone. They don't want to give up those rifles too easily. And now they will start to work in tandem, taking this underpass control.
Oh, one thing I love to see as well from Team Excellency is the fact that there's only a single SMG. There's only that one MAC-10 to work with. Its rifles being upgraded. And rather than looking to farm up the money in round number 2, knowing potentially you're up against a force buy, they're looking to just straight out win out this round. Make sure that they're taking it very convincingly and not losing too many players. Again, it's very passive. They've taken the mid control and they've established connector as well.
Dycha's going to be playing up close here with the Dig. There's always the potential to just spam away and get multiple kills with that gun. As it stands, Dycha is going to look for the action, and there are 3 players waiting for him. snatchie replies with a shot of his own, though. The scout successful at long range, and here comes FASHR closing the distance. The Galils are getting the job done right now. snatchie and faveN, the last 2 players standing on the Sprout side, and it looks like Excellency have got the right read again. They're bringing this bomb back to B.
I've been really impressed by the read so far from Team Excellency, and it's only early days as well. We see Relaxer just playing a bit of a lurk play over at Palace, trying to keep the CTs at bay at A. But for the meantime, they bring that bomb over through short, they plan over at B, and for Sprout, I mean, there's no way they can go for the retake. Yes, they're in a man disadvantage, but faveN is so low. I mean, they might not know exactly how low the T-side players are, but it's a straight call. It's going to be the save.
Definitely worth carrying over what they can into this next round. So it's looking good for Excellency to start things off here. And yeah, like you were saying, just good reads here on Mirage from Excellency. Again, this is a roster that haven't played too many official games as this 5-man lineup, but the team play's looking good. I'm impressed at how decisive they're being in these rounds as well. They're very quickly committing to these calls. These are definitely positive signs to start things off here, especially considering this isn't even their map pick. They're looking pretty comfortable at the start of Mirage, so that's definitely a positive sign. Let's see if they're comfortable in this round, though, because Sprout will have those 2 saved guns carried over, and I don't think they'll go for too much more around them.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe a light investment, if anything. But it really comes down for me that first gun round. That's really where we'll start to see the sort of the pace of the game dictate of whether Excellency are able to continue this momentum out through mid. This time a lot quicker. They're establishing this mid control a lot faster rather than their slow defaults in the past. And at least for Sprout, I mean, you can't really expect too much from them in this round.
I wouldn't expect a whole lot to be going their way in this one. Snatchie's scout was just trying to land a shot there. faveN's been able to connect with the dig, and okay, Dennis, that's ambitious with the Zeus. I am not too pleased with that, but faveN's continuing to do damage at mid. Finally, they deal with him, but Spiidi's up close. Oh, Spiidi's got the Zeus out. He's got a freebie, and now we're back into the 2v2.
This is still so doable for Sprout as well. I mean, they've split the defense at least, but FASHR's so low. All it will take is one bullet from snatchie, but he can't land it. And Spiidi in the 1 versus 2. Excellency going to get that bomb down over at the A bomb site. And, I mean, Spiidi might as well go for it. They're going to get a full buy in the next round anyway.
No Kevlar on Spiidi. See, he'll switch to that AK shortly. There we go. Switching to it as he rounds the corner. It really is a guessing game for Spiidi at this point. Just try and predict where your opponents will be playing from. He'll see where the bomb's planted, so he'll know that maybe connect is an option, maybe ramp. These are the most likely positions the opponents are playing from. And you can see Spiidi, he's holding both those angles, but he's not got the timing right. FASHR finally falls, but in comes rilax for the trade. A lot of damage done there by Sprout, but at least Excellency hold on for the round win.
Oh, that was pretty scary. And one thing certainly I want to touch on that last round, Hawker, is the fact that there's just angles that are just not being read from Excellency. We've spoken about the way they've been able to get map control and things have been looking pretty good, but once we get into the gun rounds, I definitely want to make sure that Excellency are checking these angles. I mean, there were so many attempts there from Sprout of backstab plays and individuals stepping up. But it's the AWP to come out for snatchie and Dav as well. So a couple of AWPs in the server, and look at the aggression coming out from short.
He's got this angle on lockdown. He can see that no one's crossed to top mid. So that's something that Sprout don't have to be concerned about at the start of this round. snatchie might need some support in that position, though, considering there could be players pushing through underpass. So he's got a player sitting in connector, making sure that he's got some help. And that man who was in connector has actually moved into mid now. So Sprout are going to continue this aggressive fight for mid. Here's Spiidi going for the fight, and it's not going to go his way. Excellency play the patience game. They wait it out, and they get the opening kill.
It's even started to rotate one of the B players off to mid to try and give snatchie some support, but FASHR just opens up the mid face, and I'll tell you what, this is looking so dire now for Sprout. 5-on-3 in favor of the T's, and I just don't see there being a way back into this. It looks like it's just going to be set up for a B split, unless they want to bring the bomb back over to the A bomb side.
FASHR gets caught alone at mid there, so that might be a way back into this round for Sprout. They've got one frag back, but they're going to need more on this A hold. It's Dycha who's going to be tested here on the A bomb site. Dav is scoped in on this angle right now with the AWP, so if Dycha jumps again, he might be in trouble, but he's got the assistance of faveN. A few shots landing, but nothing too significant. And Excellency are fully committed to A here. With 23 seconds left on the clock, Sprout know this has to be an A play, and they've got nades left to work with. They've got mollies. They can start to use these to try and deny this bomb plant. NK gets it just in time, and now it's a 4v3 for Excellency with the bomb planted.
A retake coming in from Sprout, and Hawker's right. There's a lot of utility to work with, but they don't deal with the AWP. Dav to finish off one, and I tell you what, this has to be the save call. This is a 2v4. There's no way back into this, and you know what? Things looked pretty good in the early round from Sprout. We saw the crossfire being established out through mid, the AWP holding the short line, and then the M4 of Spiidi trying to at least just jiggle peek in through underpass to get info. But it seems like for Excellency, at least in the early mid round, they're finding picks just too easily.
Yeah, they're not being made to work for these early round wins, it feels. Especially this first gun round. You feel like they should be worked to really win this one. But yeah, they just get a couple of picks just by holding back. Sprout kind of gifted them those opportunities early. Excellency made the most of them. They got the man advantage. And then from there, they just kind of positioned their way onto the A site. They managed to get the bomb down in a really good situation. Sprout at least saved some guns over, so they continue to buy into this next one, and I think like you were saying, it might be worth Sprout just playing this round super safe and forcing Excellency to really show their hand in one of these rounds now. And it looks like that's what's going to happen, because Excellency are lining up this A team.
It's the first time we've seen a proper Exie coming out from Excellency. The last 4 rounds have all been down to just defaults and finding up opening picks, but for Sprout, I mean, they're in a pretty good position. I guess you could say maybe the players out through Con are going to get forced behind the smokes and Dycha's going to be by himself, but there's 3 players around this A bomb site.
Dycha's got a bit of cover from this smoke, so he can stay in this position slightly more safely, but as soon as he's spotted, he's not going to have anywhere to run to. He's not going to have anywhere to hide, and FASHR's got him from above. Good kill to start things off for Excellency, and they keep on going. Frags onto the site. There's only 2 CTs remaining. They were stacked onto this A-bomb site, but they don't get anything done between them. Sprout get run over on A, and Excellency are off to a great start in this game.
And I tell you what, as a viewer, someone might be looking at that and saying, like, why was it so slow? So we saw the execution come through with the nades, but for Excellency, it took them so long to actually make their way out of ramp and from Palace. And what that allows for Sprout is they're like, all right, we've got to try and deny this bomb. We've got to try and take the fight. And we saw Sprout just hyper-aggressing. They're trying to push through those smokes as they start to disappear, just try and take the gunfight. And Excellency, they're not even in positions where they're establishing a post plant. They're just ready for the CTs to just push through the site and try and deny that bomb from going down. And I tell you what, Excellency, 5-0. What a start we're seeing from them on Mirage.
Yeah, they really have just come out all guns blazing.
Yeah.
We got to see it in that very round with the kills they were getting onto that A-bomb site. I think Sprout, yeah, kind of got baited into fighting for the site there to an extent, because they had the 4 players rotated over, so they assumed they could lock it down between them.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams actually just like to play for retake on A, because it's pretty difficult to hold sometimes if that full execute comes in. And I think it was some of those flashbangs that helped out. We saw some flash assists in the mix. So it's all just looking really good right now for Excellency. They've got the 5-0 lead, and they've got a chance to extend it to 6 here, with Sprout not having the best of buys in this round.
You got to be thinking, if you're Sprout, was this the right map pick? I mean, maybe it's something that doesn't come through their mind yet, but when you think that this is Sprout's map pick, and this is a potential of going 6-0 up for Excellency, and the fact that we take into recent account that Excellency's first map or series on HLTV was against Sprout, and they got a 2-0 victory. This time dealing with the underpass players relatively easily. Yes, snatchie does survive. Dycha does find a pick in the mix though, out through mid.
Extended trades end in a 3v2 advantage, but with Relax winning that fight, they should be good to go. faveN's landed another shot with the scout. He may be able to get an AK as well, but as he pushes top mid, they're ready for him. There's no way he gets both these kills. Dav whips out the Tech 9 to ensure they take the 6-0 lead over on the Excellency side. And here comes a proper full buy for Sprout. They're going to have the AWP in the hands of snatchie. They could have got a second AWP if they wanted it, but they decide to stick with the rifles for the time being. It's been a slow start for some of the individuals on the Sprout side. We normally talk about snatchie as an explosive AWPer. He's only got 1 kill on the board. We normally talk about Dycha as a really powerful rifler. He's only got 1 kill on the board as well. So we need some of those individuals to step up here.
This is so fast. Look at the change-up coming out from Excellency. It's a dry run into the A bomb site. There's no utility, no nothing. Yes, it's snatchie to find the opener, but the T's have put themselves in a really good position. Dycha is completely trapped in the under balcony position, but it's the AWP of snatchie to continue on. 2 kills going to name. HOLMES to trade it back at least, but finally this could be a round going the way of Sprout. But as I say that, it's back into a 2 versus 2, and it's all down to Dav left, but he can't finish off the job. And that was very chaotic from Excellency. They try something completely different, but for Sprout, it was the AWP of snatchie where you highlighted a little bit quiet, but in that round he steps up massively.
Yeah, had to, I think, re-aggress through that smoke, which wasn't comfortable for him, but because he was pushing through a smoke, no one was looking his way, thankfully, so he was able to get a kill on the man in the back. And then Excellency, at that point, the first 2 players that had pushed in were so far ahead of the rest of the squad that unfortunately the trade kills didn't really come through as quickly as they would have wanted. Sprout had the time to rotate over, but again, Excellency going for bit of quick aggression in this round, this time just looking for the mid control, and Dav, gets dealt with. Great shot from snatchie, but great shot from HOLMES in reply. He gets one back, and HOLMES keeps on going. A second headshot in the round for HOLMES, but it's traded into a 3v3.
Oh my goodness, they deal with faveN so easily. And Spiidi can't find anything. Denis at least finding one and bringing it back. It's all going to be down to one. Relax. 1 versus 2. Does have the bomb on his back at least, and a little bit of utility to work with. But these last few rounds from Sprout have been so back and forward with the trade kills, and it just comes down to timing. It comes down to when Dycha picks around this connector position. They're going to peek together, and it goes the way of Sprout. And I'll tell you what, even though these rounds have been victories from Sprout, they're not convincing in my opinion.
No, you're seeing some of the Excellency players get really, really good kills. HOLMES in that round, those 2 headshots were fantastic. So it feels like Excellency are going to be hanging on in there in all these rounds. They're going to be competing. But in this one, they're not going to be competing with full money. They've got a bit of a decision to make, and I assume they'll be going for a half buy here. They could get 3 AKs if they really wanted to force the issue, but I think with a 6-2 lead, you probably don't need to press that as hard. I think you can probably take 1 low buy, but we'll wait and see what they decide. As we get a quick look at the scoreboard, it is HOLMES again, up there at the top with 11 kills. A couple of the other players performing well for Excellency, but we're starting to see the Sprout players show up as well.
Yeah, certainly, and it's come at a pretty good time to sort of allow a comeback to come through, and well, look, Hawker just mentioned about the buy to come through, potentially 3 AKs, and that's exactly what we're seeing. This is a rough buy from Excellency. Not a lot of utility to work with. It's 3 AKs and just pistols to come out from NK and Dav.
Did someone tell Excellency that the B bomb site existed? I don't think they've gone there a single time. They just keep going back to A, but hey, it's working for them. They're going to go for it again. It's another contact play on towards A. Dycha spotted them early. There's a man in sandwich. They haven't cleared it, and Spiidi only gets away with 1 kill. Trades keep on coming, and HOLMES is wreaking havoc right now. 2 entries onto A, and that might be the round done and dusted.
My goodness, HOLMES is so sharp at the moment. He's really just exploding this firepower. And look, we mentioned that there was a player in sandwich that they didn't check, but as soon as they find that kill, it just seems like HOLMES is just on fire at finding entries at the moment. And I mean, you make a great point. They have not hit B once. We saw that one play where it looked like they were going to set themselves up for a BXE once the short player went down, but then rotating off to A. And even for Sprout, it seems like the defensive at A, at least in the setup, is there, but it's the entry kills from Excellency that are just ripping apart. And you have to think, at what stage do they just hit B? What stage do they either go for a B split or just a complete BXE and just catch Sprout completely off guard, having 1 player at B?
Yeah, it's got to start playing into the mind games at this point of Sprout, that they've got to be thinking, okay, Excellency have gone A in all these rounds. You probably do start rotating a bit faster than you would previously. It's hard not to have that affect you somewhat at the very least. We'll see what happens in this round though. The 2 saved guns carried over. Denis having 1 of them as that B site anchor. He is going to go back to B by the looks of things. Actually, no, he's gone mid this round. So he is trying to switch it up with the rifle. It's the 2 rifles holding mid early, and a bit of B pressure from NK, but nothing too serious. It's just a default at the start of this round for Excellency.
And even that, I don't mind that. It's at least showing that they have some sort of B presence. And what that tells Sprout is that, oh, look, maybe we can't push the apartments to get information when it comes down to the gun rounds. Because at the moment, we haven't really seen any B presence at all from Excellency, but just that solo play of NK puts it at the back of the mind of the German core to think, oh, maybe pushing the apartments might be a bit of a risky scenario to put forward. But I'll tell you what, it's back to the A bomb side again.
Yeah, that's looking most likely right now. Those 2 rifles are positioned at mid, so they can rotate between the 2 sites pretty quickly on the Sprout side, especially faveN and Connector can assist on A, but the nades are already coming in. Dycha's going to have heard those, so he can call for assistance, but he might be isolated up close at the ramp. He fires off the first shot. Dycha backs away, but FASHR is just so quick again. Easy entry kill onto the A-bomb site, but Excellency have been slowed down here, so there's a bit of a stack in play they've got to deal with, but deal with it they will. The kills coming in across the board, and snatchie stuck behind the smoke at this point. That's finally faded, but the bomb can be planted behind the box safely, and Excellency should be good to go.
Oh, and they've planted for short. Look at the lurk coming out from Dav. There's no way that Excellency lose this round. HOLMES, how much more can he possibly do? Well, 2 kills he finds, 15 and 4. Wow, what a start from them. And one thing I did notice, actually, the AWP of Dav that was lurking over at the B bomb site actually threw a top stairs smoke over from the apartments, which allowed Excellency to hold on for another smoke over at the A bomb site. It's not too often that you see the T side throwing smokes over from B to try and fake an A exit, but it actually works really nicely coming out from Excellency.
Nice stuff across the board from Excellency, but here comes a double AWP setup from Sprout. Denis is taking that AWP over to B. That hasn't really been the problem position for them so far, but if they can have an AWP posted up on apartments, maybe they can then start to cheat some players over towards A a little bit quicker, and that's what Denis is doing. He's just taking this angle, scoped in, trying to make sure that if he spots anyone towards B, he can just back away pretty easily. He's just going to continue to hold a tight angle. Very tight angle, in fact. I could never land this shot, Dweg, but thankfully pros are a bit better than me, so he might land it.
He might do. Might just do. I mean, at the moment, bringing a very slow passiveness into the default at the moment. There has been no contact whatsoever, and we're getting closer to that minute on the clock. Finally, top mid control is going to be established, and snatchie, with that AWP, he's going to have to relocate because he's been completely smoked out of window.
He's got to find another angle of approach in this round. Excellency, though, have really easily taken the mid control here. That one smoke has just forced snatchie away. And because he's rotated all the way back round to CT, he's not been able to contest mid, but he finally gets one. And up close, Denis nails the shot. The AWP's coming into play in this round. And NK's the last man standing. 1v3 without the bomb in his hands right now. I think that bomb's been left behind, so NK's just going to storm towards A, but it's not going to matter. Dycha lands the shot, and Sprout get themselves their third round on the board.
Oh, lovely AWP shots coming out from both Denis and snatchie, and it turns out at least that the double AWP presence had a massive amount of impact. A snatchie getting forced off that window angle, relocates up to Ticket, finds 2 kills, and then Denis as well, finding a quick flick out from the short position. But I tell you what, losing one of those AWPs means that they're not going to be able to hold on to the double AWP going into round number 12.
It's a bit of a shame for them. Denis landed a pretty nice shot in that previous round. It would be nice for him to have the AWP again, but he's stuck with the rifle. And at this point of the game, both teams have spent almost all their money into this round. So the loser of this is almost certainly going to have some economy issues into the next one. That just heightens the importance of this round. And wow, Dycha's pushed all the way into A ramp. Yeah, risky play at the start of the round, but it's good information gathered.
It certainly is, and it puts, or at least it can put snatchie into a great position to try and lock down this mid phase. And just a little bit of utility. One thing that I've got to give great credit to for the T side is how much map control they've been able to take out through mid relatively easily. Dycha catching off the lurker out from Palace. That's going to give information up to the T side. But it looks like it's going to be a split up through Cotton over to the A bomb side. But snatchie, he's just stepping up with this AWP so far.
Now, HOLMES is still alive, though. And with him getting that trade kill, oh, the flashbang almost good into A, but Dycha avoids it. And even though he's only got a few bullets left, he makes the most of them. The spray is successful. And now Excellency have got a 2v4 to try and come back from. HOLMES is going to move into connector. FASHR's just jumped into window, I believe, and Dycha's ready for it. The AK landing crisp shots in this round, and he makes it a quad kill. Great stuff from Dycha. He got aggressive at the start of the round, and he's the man at the end who closes out the round for them.
And Hawker mentioned, especially in that last round, both teams investing almost with no money in reserve, and we now have a look at the money line for Excellency. This is going to be a very harsh eco indeed. They'll be able to get the buy into the next, but at least we're starting to slowly see the momentum start to change. Sprout are allowing this comeback to come through. We've seen snatchie stepping up with the AWP. Dycha has especially come alive in these last few rounds. But it's still worrying signs for me, considering that this is their map pick.
Yeah, it still isn't ideal for Sprout, it's fair to say. I think in general, though, you do see the underdogs in quite a few games get out to an early lead. I think we actually saw that the last time these two teams played. The difference was that Excellency were actually able to close it out as well. Even though it was a close win on both maps, they were able to do it. So this is a team you've definitely got to respect if you're Sprout. You've lost to them previously, so I'm sure they will have the respect there for this squad. And we'll see if they can step it up to close out this half. As against the pistols, snatchie gets the kill while blind.
And a good start coming out for Sprout. Again, shouldn't really be too much of a damage dealer of these upgraded pistols for the T side. The AWP going to line up its second kill. And really, I mean, Sprout's probably a team that doesn't lack in a lot of confidence, but especially in the early stages of this game, we started to see it really spiraling out of control. So this could be a good opportunity now for them to really start to bring that confidence back, realize that they're the team with the upper hand in this best of 3, and try and allow this comeback to come through. Finally, the rifle's going to be upgraded. And look at the odds. Even with Excellency having a relatively good start to this Mirage game, it's 2.62 for them over at Unicorn.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dweg, but I still don't think we've seen a proper B play at this
point. No, we haven't. No. We haven't even seen a bomb planet B. Nothing. We've seen a little bit of apps presence and short presence. That's it. That's literally it. 13 rounds of A.
Oh, Denis has just sprayed through the smoke, and he's got an angle onto the second man. Denis is still going. More damage done, and Spiidi gets one straight through the smoke. The assist comes in for Denis. He did a lot of damage in this round. Dav is also down to 13 health. And Excellency, this time, don't get the free mid-control that they'd had in the previous round. It ends up being very costly for them.
And it comes down to the AKs. The AKs have done so much damage so far. snatchie trying to regress. He's going to get a lot of information at the end of apps as well. And Excellency, this is such a tough position to try and bring back. It's 2v4, Dav's low. They've only got a couple of flashbangs. And as soon as they use a little bit of that utility, it will give away the position of where they are. And Sprout, the best thing that they need to do is clean out this round, make sure they convert it, but hold on to these AKs. NK, though, is going to at least make it a little bit more expensive. I say that, but Dav, with just 13 HP, has been able to take down the short player.
Tried to move on to B, but snatchie was already on the bomb site. The 2 AWPs will get saved for Sprout, but those AKs will no longer be an option for the CT side into the last round of the half. It's going to be the M4s brought up, but it's Excellency's buy that we really need to look at. A couple of Galils in there, a MAC-10 for HOLMES, and then some Deegs on the remaining players. So not a single premium rifle in play for Excellency, which is a bit of a shame into the last round of the half. But we'll see what they can get going with what they have available to them. Again, they're going to go for some early mid control. And again, Denis is here to try and stop them.
Ooh, that nade doing a fair bit of damage. And Denis, even with the spam out through the smoke, has been able to do a little bit. But it's snatchie again. The AWP, quick B presence actually coming out from short. This time around, just not working at all. As the AWP is just lining them up. Could have been a third kill, but there it is from snatchie. One after one, 4 kills going the way and ending out the half. And for Sprout, that was probably one of the easiest rounds we've seen from them yet.
Yeah, snatchie makes that look easy, right? With the way he repositions around the bomb site, just turns it into a bunch of 1v1s with the AWP. He doesn't allow Excellency to trade onto his position. And we do see snatchie end there as the top fragger for the Sprout side, which is definitely a positive sign for them. He ends with 15 kills at the half, only 1 behind HOLMES, who was landing some really good shots on the Excellency side. And here we go, heading into the second half. Excellency picking up a kit into the hands of Dav, while Sprout have got themselves a couple of smokes, 1 flashbang and 1 Molotov. So we'll see what Spiidi and Denis decide to do with those. It looks like an early mid-smoke. That's actually going to land in connector, I believe.
This is quite interesting coming out from Sprout. It looks like they're trying to split up through Con over to A. They got a lurker over at the B bomb site, but it's the mid control that looks to be established from Excellency, and so far they've only received a little bit of information.
Ooh, FASHR gets 2 kills at mid, cutting that side of the push down entirely, and now it's all about the A play. 2 players pushing this A site, and Denis is the last man here. There is a man on the lurk, but faveN is so far away from the action that he's not going to be able to do much about this one. Excellency's A bomb site defense is too good, and faveN will just look to see what he can do, but it's probably just about damage. It's probably just about frags, and he gets 1, but in comes HOLMES. Quick trade for Excellency, and Sprout there get bested on the A bomb site.
Oh, what a heavy mid setup coming out from Excellency. There's 2 players around Con and 2 out from short on the CTs, and what they do is they deal with 2 parts of the map individually. They deal with mid first, they take the 2 mid players down, and they go, right, we're going to go back to A. They shift up the momentum and just completely take down the A players, and faveN's being a bit of a lurk over at B, and he kind of is just out of the round. It's a 1 versus 5 for him. There's no way back. And without a bomb plant, it's not going to be a force buy coming in for the T's.
I'm even surprised Dycha spent so much on this Deeg, because he really does not have much money left in the bank after this. Snatchie has 99.9 ADR. That's just so annoying. Someone let him do 1 damage. Come on, get it up to 100. He's got a Glock though, so I doubt he'll be getting up to 100 ADR this round. Sprout just playing it safe. I think they're really just waiting for mistakes here, but Excellency are not obliging. They're not getting too aggressive. They're playing pretty safe across the map. And we will continue to have this slow start to the round. Holmes just jump peeking, and he spots the first player out, goes for the fight, and he gets the quick kill. The MP9 is just ripping off heads over in the apartments. This gun is very good against the low buys.
I'll tell you what, Holmes is looking so sharp today. He's been super impressive, and the MP9s, they're just cleaning up, and the best thing about it is it's the kill bonus. The $600 that you get from that MP9 that's really going to start to farm up the economy, especially when you know that without a bomb plant, there's no chance of a force buy. I say that, Snatchie does end up finding a single kill, but the B presence has already been established. The retake's starting to come in. They're going to get a bomb plant. I can't believe Sprout actually get a bomb plant. That's ridiculous. Spiidi as well finding a kill. Oh, what is going on now, Hawker? It's a 2v2.
Oh, Spiidi's so low. Surely he can't win this with the MP9. 9 health left. They've got to get him here. Excellency can't let this slip, but Spiidi is playing around the back of the bomb site. There comes NK. Round the corner. He's ready for it. But man, that is a lot of damage and a lot of extra money for Sprout. Excellency will be a bit disappointed with that, because now Sprout are going to have a really good buy into this next round, and Excellency are going to have to rebuy pretty heavily here.
They're going to be so annoyed from that on the city side. They invest the MP9s to try and farm up the money, not to get deleted from pistols like that. And, I mean, Hawker spoke about, you know, the heavy investment from the Deagle of Dia in that last round. That bomb plant actually gives him a little bit more utility to work with. He would have had he probably wouldn't have even been able to get any, having $100 in the bank and having a smoke and a Molotov. So really, that bomb plant it makes such an impact from Sprout going into the first gun round.
And look at what they're going to do with it. Dycha with this AK is just taking contact. Same for Excellency. They're pushing into a ramp, but Dycha tries to sneak into the open, and FASHR is able to look back at that angle. No backup there for the first man, no backup for Spiidi either. It's clean kills at the start of this round for Excellency, and NK finally falls, but FASHR's got his teammates back. Solid setup from Excellency, but just given all these individual fights all across the map, and they will take them all day long. It's Denis left alone in a 1v3, trying to get onto this A site, and he may at least get the bomb plant, but faking it out is going to cost him valuable time.
Yeah, look, maybe just try to stick it was probably the best option, but the swing actually doesn't come out from the cities. They're playing it really passive. They don't want to give up any 1v1 duels. A smart way to play this retake, because there's a lot of utility to work with on the CT defense. Denis actually trying to take the fight to them, aggressing out through jungle, spots out the player in con, but doesn't know where FASHR is. They work together, Holmes and FASHR, a peek on each other's contact. And 11-7, a bomb plan coming through, so we probably will see just a half buy investment to come out. If they force this, they will be very light utility to work with.
Yeah, that would be a tough call to make, going for that full force buy. They did kind of just go for a contact play to some extent in that previous round, but we saw how that worked out for them. So I think they are focusing the nades. They're going to go for the pistols more than anything. And to be fair to them, they've got almost full utility across the board here. 3 players with a full set of nades. So they can go for this full-on A exec if they want to.
Well, the aggression actually coming out from mid, and that's going to give them a lot of information on the city side. Spiidi can't find anything, and immediately they fall back. They see no more mid presence, and here comes the air execution coming out from Sprout. The AWP lining up the first, and so far the AWP is really starting to come alive. Dab hitting some incredible shots, and Sprout, the cleanup crew, is coming out. Snatchie, a last one left, 1 versus 5 for him, and even with so much utility, they just don't find any impact with it.
Snatchie got up to his 100 ADR mark, Leg.
He did.
So I'm happy about that, but he's not there for any longer, because Rilax just takes him out the round, and he didn't do any damage in that round, so I think he's back down to 90-something, sadly. But yeah, that ended up being a bit too easy for Excellency. They just lock it down on the A bomb site. Sprout's utility doesn't exactly do what they wanted it to. This time, though, they've got the combination of the nades and the guns. This is what Sprout will be hoping can carry them through, because being 12-7 down, this is almost a must-win round for Sprout at this point. They could really do with winning this one just to keep the scoreline somewhat close. So let's see what they pull out in a very important round here.
This could be Sprout's last chance, honestly. Looking at the scoreline, 5-round lead coming out from Excellency. Very heavy stack around this sort of mid and A bomb site. We're seeing 2 players in from Con and 2 players quite aggressive out through ramp and only a single B player, and that's the AWP that's getting a lot of information being pushed up through the apartments. But all in all for Sprout, they've taken the mid control. The only way that Sprout probably win out this round is if they try and go for a B split. That's the weakness at the moment for Excellency.
Oh, these are going to be some fights. In connector, Spiidi gets one, but Holmes gets the refrag. There's snatchie, though, close range with the AWP. He lands the shot, and now FASHR has to step up, but he's got to kill onto the A-bomb site. faveN's looking for the belated refrag, and he might just get it. Oh, he didn't make noise. FASHR caught in the back, but there's still a man pushed into A-ramp. NK is waiting patiently while Dav rotates over with the AWP, but it really is all on NK to slow this down. The Sprout are somewhat second-guessing themselves here. They're taking their time to get this bomb planted, and hello, it's a free frag for NK. No bomb plant today, but faveN gets the refrag, and it's Dav left in a 1-on-2. First shot is good. He gets the first for free, and snatchie's onto the bomb site. He's going to try and get this bomb down. Dav not pulling the trigger, not going for the wallbang. He's looking for the clean shot, looking for the man to peek behind the box, and oh, Dav misses the first time of asking. Now he's got to smoke for the bomb, but up close, snatchie switched it out to the AK, and Dav rounds the corner. It's the no-scope from Dav. He somehow lands it. Who needs scopes when you've got the AWP? Dav just lands the no-scope and gives Excellency another round.
I can't believe how many bomb plants we've seen from Sprout, and they just have not been able to convert these rounds. This is so scary now. This is Sprout's map pick. It's 13-7. They'll have enough money to go in for an investment. No AWP to come out unless they go glass cannon on faveN, which really just doesn't make sense. Spiidi could buy one as well, but it's probably just going to be the AK investment. Oh my goodness. Excellency. I just can't believe that they're in front by this margin. This is super scary for Sprout.
Those odds have been slowly shifting towards Excellency as this game's been going on. Over at Unicorn, the official bookmaker of Hellcase Cup and number 8. Yeah, this is a scary situation for Sprout. At this point, if you've got a go-to strategy in your back pocket that you're really confident can win you a round, this is where you pull it out, because you absolutely need this round win. At least they got the bomb plant. At least they've got the full nades into this one. Sprout are going to take it slow at the start of this round. I also hope that Sprout are just keeping the game mentally, because they've lost a couple of close rounds now. They've lost a couple of key rounds. It can be difficult to remain on top when your opponents are landing shots like that. But hey, you just got to live with it. You just got to play on.
They have got a player into window room. This could certainly be interesting. No one's watching this at the moment for the City side. Actually, Dav is finally going to change up his position. But honestly, what they can do is they can just leave Denis in window room to have a bit of a lurk and try and see if they can set themselves up elsewhere. And I say that, and the M4 actually wins out that gunfight with the pre-aim coming out from Denis.
Well, with Denis's early play not being successful, Sprout have decided to fall back towards this B bomb site. 3 players right now grouped up towards the B apartments. Dycha is going to remain on the lurk. They don't have to commit to this, though. With 45 seconds left, they can try and play across the map. And that's exactly what the Sprout squad are going to do. They're going to focus on this mid control. Some nades being used towards B, but they're not committing to it. And this is actually sold a fake. Excellency have rotated 3 players over to B, and this could work. But Dav, great shot on the reaction. Gets Dycha to start with, and Sprout have got to move through connector to A.
Oh, FASHR, he could shut this all down. All they need is for Dav to try and sell a bit of a distraction. We're starting to see the rotates coming in. FASHR has not been checked, and he finds 2 kills. Bomb dropped as well, and faveN 1 versus 5. To stop Excellency from getting to a 14th, but I just don't see this being a possibility, especially with the time being so low. This is going to be the CT side winning yet another round, and Sprout, they fake out the B bomb site. It's looking good, but Dav, I mean, how do you shut that down? What a shot to be hit onto the Palace player.
Yeah, it was just a straight up reaction shot as well. He was moving out into the open. It looked like he was the one that was going to be caught with his pants down, but he gets his AWP out in time. Excellency keep on winning rounds, and even though that B fake was somewhat successful for Sprout, just having those players on the A site get those kills and step up really makes all the difference. And FASHR, ooh, up close. This is dangerous for him, but he gets back to safety. faveN's going to try and force the issue here, but FASHR's got an angle over the top of the smoke, and Dav's got a kill of his own. That one through the smoke onto Denis. Nice shot from Dav, and Excellency take an early 2-man advantage.
Ooh, FASHR. I think he's just heard the information that there might be a player into the window room area. As I say that, though, things are looking pretty good coming out from Sprout as faveN's able to line up too, but the AWP is still alive and kicking. The rotates are going to be slow, especially when they're coming out from short. I say that, and Rilax doesn't find that kill, but it's all down to one. Spiidi. We should be able to get the bomb plant through. 1 versus 2 with the deagle out, and this is going to be a very difficult clutch indeed. Gets the information of the player up through con, and he's trying to check CT as well. To isolate these one-on-ones, but he can't win out the gunfight. And I tell you what, Hawker, we have not seen a single round from Sprout over in this second half. And if you're an Excellency, if you're the players on this team, you go, all right, maybe the community thought there was a bit of a fluke that we 2-0'd Sprout the other day. This kind of sediments it to say, you know what, that was not a fluke. This is literally us dominating Sprout.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, I guess I'm the fool. That's what we are seeing right now, because the bettors definitely believed in Sprout in this rematch. And Excellency is saying, nope, that's not going to be happening, especially here on Sprout's map pick of Mirage. Excellency have such a big lead. They've been looking so good individually. This has been really impressive, and the team play's been there as well for them. Top mid aggression, though. This might be ill-advised. Spiidi's ready for it. Off the back of the smoke, he gets 2 opening kills, and this should be a great chance for Sprout.
It certainly should be, but I say that. Dia's not able to find anything on the lurk. Rilax. Almost had the timing of catching off the AWP, being quite aggressive. They're going to bring the bomb over to the B bomb site. faveN's got the info, but look at the rotate already coming through. It looks like Dav wants to rotate over to B, and this is the perfect read coming out from Excellency.
Ooh, Rilax wins that fight over at B to kick things off. Now it's back to a 3v3, and the good start from Sprout has turned into a dangerous position for them. They might not win this round. Rilax is still on the bomb site. Dav lands another one. Rilax is waiting in the wings here. Finally, Denis finds the refrag, but Rilax only gets the dink. Great shot from Denis up close, and now NK has the chance to try and close this out. Denis is low on health. It's a 1v2, and faveN is looking the wrong way. Uh-oh, faveN about to be flanked, and NK turns it into the 1v1. He's got to figure out where Denis is, but that nade might be it. No, Denis lands the headshot. Great round from Denis. He is so quick on that peak, and he keeps Sprout in it.
Oh my goodness, that was honestly maybe one of the best rounds, or one of the best clutches we've seen from Sprout this entire map. That was absolutely massive coming out from Denis. 3 big kills, especially being on low HP. And Team Excellency, even with losing that last round, they aren't going to have enough money to get the reinvestment through. Sprout, 7 rounds in a row they need to get to OT. It's going to be a difficult challenge, especially with snatchie finding the opening. That's an opportunity to work with now.
Ooh, NK spots the players pushing out through ramp. Sprout going for the contact play, but that means Excellency are going to get the chance for some frags back, and they've stepped up to the plate. NK and Dav both delivering. It's brought back into a 3v3, though. snatchie gets an individual fight of his own, so it's really just come down to the 1v1 duels at the start of this round, but now it comes down to the decision-making in the 3v3, and Sprout have decided to slow it down. They know they've got Spiidi and Connector, and they're just going to see if he can hold this position while the other 2 players are going back towards B.
Excellency. It comes down to the info. HOLMES, with a little bit of utility coming out. That's going to be the information coming through. Spiidi, though, so up close and personal with the jungle player. And HOLMES, he stepped up before. 24 and 12 so far, making a 25th kill. And it's all down to Denis to try and clutch it out once again. And he can't find anything, Hawker. What a victory coming out. Only a single round being won from Sprout in that second half. 16-8 is the final scoreline. We're going to go to a quick break. Train coming up next. Excellency's map pick. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be an insane game.
Hellcase. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.